Hi, and welcome to a new episode on the Just Create server. And today, we're going to be working on some loot stations. So loot stations are going to be very simple. In the maze, there is a couple of dead ends where we have a hole in the ground. Each of those is going to be accompanied by a depot, which will have random loot on it, basically. Now, to get that random loot, I do need a couple of farms. So I'd say we should get started with those, and I have made a little list. We need to make cabbage rolls, iron coins, milk bottles, and then preferably I want to make some golden coins if possible, some melon juice, and a mixed salad. So what I'll be doing is we are going to turn our little wheat farm out here into a more, how do I say this? A more established farmland. Maybe we'll put it out here, and we'll work from there on out, I guess. So I'm not yet done with the cabbage farm because I still have half and one more layer to go, but seeds are coming in pretty slowly. So I'll work on it as I go, I guess, just to keep filling it out. But I want to add two more. These are quite big, mostly because we're going to need a lot of this, both for cabbage rolls, right? We're going to do cabbage rolls with a good old-fashioned carrot in it. But if we want to do a mixed salad, we also need cabbage. What I also want to do is get tomatoes and beetroot in here. And we'll make two smaller farms back here for that. Okay, so that's going to be two more columns. I'll dig out the entire thing, I guess. Might as well. That's going to be our layout. I'm going to copy these, but in small. And then, yeah, I'll be right back. We have beetroot growing, and we have tomatoes growing. Both of them end up in here. And while we wait for this to back up a little more, we are going to install the loot points in the maze. Now I need a couple of things for that, but nothing too fancy. So let me collect everything I need, and I'll see you all underneath the maze. We'll start over here, and it's not going to be too different from the systems that we have like these, in the way that we are going to work with a dropper again. Now there is a couple of things that I want to do different. So let me get the basics in, the dropper and the randomizer stuff, and then we'll take it from there. So this is where things go a little different. We are going to have one of these in here, which is going to house some loot drops. So some food, some coins, anything that we want to give people or we want to have the possibility of people getting. And then that is going to drop things on this depot, which in its turn is going to take things up here and then eventually up here. To get to that, or to be able to get to it, there is two more things that I want to make sure that this thing does. I want it to be able to check if there's anything on top of the depot already, and if there is, I want this to be disconnected so that even though this fires, this one does not double tick, right? That way there's only one item on the depot at all times. There we go. And then we are putting a sticky piston right here. That means as long, do I have a button on me? No, but I can make one. So we'll do that. We'll put a stick on this, and then you know what? No, let's do 2 sticks. if I now power this, you see how that disconnects the line? If we power this again, by chance, the signal does not travel to the dropper anymore, meaning that this stick will stay in here while there's something on that depot. Now, you might have noticed that I have a lot of these holes. I've got one over there, I've got a couple over there, one over there. There's a lot of them. So the entire outer ring has them all sprinkled over. So 1, 2, 3, where else? 4, 5, 6, and so on and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them all in place because they're all just a mirror. And I'm going to get them all connected up. And hopefully by then we'll be good to start cooking up some meals. I got all of these in. I also set up all the redstone for it. So they're all ready to go, primed in there, but we do still need to fill them up with stuff that we can actually give to our players. And then eventually I'll link this up to somewhere else that triggers the entire system, but that's going to be for a different episode, because we actually have to build up a shop or a crafting station for all of our meals and other stuff. We do need to do 2 things. 1, we need power, and 2, we need a little bit of lava in here. So we need that. Do I want to set them up that high? I don't know. And then I kind of want... you know what? We should probably bring up all we need before we do anything else. Okay, let me set up some columns real quick. Okay, then we go here, here. Blaze burner here. That one goes there. Input, input. Like that. And then we can take output here into some storage. Then mixer, of course. And now it's just getting power over here and lava. This is just going to act as a little bit of a buffer right here. And then I do need to disconnect this guy real quick. Do that. So just a little bit of a backup right here, and then we can bring all of that up. And then I think I'm just gonna do like the pump pretty close to the top of this. So blaze burner's going. Great. Okay, so for now we'll just do that right there. And then I will... You know what? I'm gonna replace all of these with brass so I can bring up stacks at a time. I guess we're just gonna do this for a second until we got both carrots. So we're gonna do carrots here, cabbage there, and then I will drop those back in and open the floodgates. There we go. Now let's go up top and see if this works. Are we getting spring rolls? We are. Or cabbage rolls. Not spring rolls. And then we'll do that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to be short on cabbage most of the time. But hey, that's fine. Those are going to be plenty. Now we need a similar setup for mixed salads, which is going to be a dry mix. So cabbages, which probably should make a bigger farm then. And then, or tomatoes and stuff. If I do something similar, we need 3 inputs now though. So in a way, I'm kind of tempted to put it at the back here. Okay, let me set up this station. for our mixed salads. Oh, do I need 4 inputs? I might, because I need a bowl. Little sneaky trick that I've learned recently is you can put something from the top and the mixer will still mix things in. So I could set up like a double chest over here. Right? Double chest over there. And then it still will feed into here. Mixer will still work. And then we can manually put in bowls, which I think will be more than enough. You know what I should do? Instead of doing it this way, right? Instead of doing it this way, I probably should just use chain conveyors. Because that is a lot of wastage going on. You know what? Let's redo the entire system with some chain conveyors. Are we getting packages? Yep, we are. And that's so much cleaner. Okay, now we can get rid of all of this. I don't mind seeing them at the front, actually. So, we'll do cabbage again. Send it to salad. 10 items, and then I need some carrots, and I need some tomatoes. Okay, and then I'm gonna set up a thingy for bowls. So, again, this is gonna be a manual thing. So we're just gonna do a double chest worth right there. The reason why I'm not setting it up automatically is because farming logs is very easy in this game manually. So, and then of course we need to power it, which we can do from here, I guess. It is in line, so. Oh, I probably should put down a depot. There we go. So we had cabbage rolls, iron coins will do in another building, but milk bottles is something I do want to work towards. And I think all I need to set up is a milk farm and then a bottle station, I guess. Which we can do over here. We can do that over here. Shouldn't be too hard. Don't need that much space for it. For milking the cows, we're gonna set up a tank here. Do I want to set it up here? No, let's give ourselves a little more space behind it, and we'll set it up here. I think that's big enough for what we want to do. Maybe one more. There we go. All I kind of want to do is have 2 seats set up. Well, we can set them up here, I guess. Then we'll have 2 deployers. I need to think about this. Okay, so we have a bucket. It's in the use modus, which is great. And then we'll add a couple more of these in here, I guess. Probably only need we can put more buckets in. And then I guess I could bring it over like this. Right around this height. And now we just grab cows, I guess. I don't know how fast this is gonna go though. Is there a cooldown on how long it takes to milk a cow? Oh, right. I should have thought about that. Right. That is milk. Now we just need to put it into buckets, and I'm kind of thinking of splitting up this vault right here, just so I can add to it at the back. What else do I need? I need a depot. I need you guys. I need you. I think that's about it. Yeah. that, and then plum goes on top. I say it on top. You go there. I did forget an input for the bottles, and I'm gonna do the same thing as we did with the bowls, which I'm already nearly out of bowls. We're gonna do the same thing we did with the bowls, just because I can get bottles from the witch farm if I really needed to. For now I have plenty of glass, but this should do the trick. Filter that out. And there we go. Bottle of milk. Oh no, that's... Oh. Should have thought about that. Okay, let's see if this now works. Yep. Milk bottles all the way. Plenty of food, actually. Pretty good. And now, the only thing I really need... So we've got our milk bottles, we've got our cabbage rolls, and then we need to make iron coins. We have plenty of cobblestone left, I think. Doesn't make sense for me to add extra generators if we've got 70, 80k, 100k cobblestone in here. I'm going to transport some of this outside into a smaller building, and we're going to set up a simple coin mint, which, if I remember correctly, is just pressing a nugget. I have a little setup, so we'll bring in the cobblestone over there. I've already got the frog. We're gonna smash it through, turn it into gravel, wash it over here, and then I do want a little backup over here. I also just want to have a little backup. I don't need a lot of iron. If I have a double chest worth at any time, I'm pretty happy about that. And then the rest we can turn into coins. What I might do is turn coins here, and then continue it to get turned into ingots somewhere over there. Now to power this, what I might actually do is set up another, because I think if I go through this wall, yeah. So let's go underneath. Dig ourselves a little tunnel outside of this chamber. So now we have coins being minted, and we'll have some iron as a backup. This is going to be a very passive farm, not too fast, you know. But I think it'll be fine. Now the only thing I need to do is get 2 buildings around this and do some of this terraining. We have our farms nicely encased into 2 houses. I tried to incorporate the passing through bit, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. We got some staircases up to the 2 platforms that we now have. Overall, outside of the fact that the platforms are still a little bare and empty, overall, I'm starting to like the look of that. Now we're gonna put some more farms on there eventually, and we're probably gonna build out towards here, and then I want the marketplace up here. The only thing that we need to do now with our food and our coins is get them through the maze, or get them to our distributing points, which, if I can land on here real quick, which means that we need to... never mind, we're not landing anywhere. We need to get them to these points. And the way we're going to do that... Oh, hello, Belle. The way we're going to do that is we're going to use the 3rd color of chain conveyors, which is the brass ones, and those are running at full speed, so item transportation should go a lot faster than the rest of the maze. Okay, I've gotten everything. I've also made a little bit of a change to our wheat farm over there, which is pretty small. We'll update that in a second. But I've changed the output to be in here now. So it's coming all the way from down there, goes in here in this vault, and then I've set up these guys sending to a composter. As you can see what just happened, we have the same going for the cabbage seeds, and then for the rotten tomatoes and the beetroot seeds as well. All of that just goes into this guy, which is our composter, and then I can access it from the outside to grab some bone meal, and then to grab our wheat and stuff we can access this guy over here. I've also brought over some sugar from the witch farm so that I can eventually make melon juice, but that's for another video. Now we are going to work on our packagers underneath here. Let's start on this side. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to make some more gauges, but I don't have, I probably have a couple gauges. I've got 6, so I can do 2 stations for now, which is probably gonna be fine. These are gonna be on a different circuit than all of this stuff, yet this circuit is gonna have to, I don't want it to run above ground. I want it all to run underground, which for this is fine. And then I don't know how I'm gonna connect up to this guy, although it's not that far. So basically what we'll do is we'll have this guy here set up with some gauges. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 1 for a coin, 1 for some food, and 1 for a couple of bottles of milk. These don't have to be a lot. Like if I have 10 of these, then I'll be fine. Now we can't really have our frog on top of this because you can't put a frog underneath. I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Nice. So we'll call this LP loot point 1, and now it's going to start requesting stuff. Now this needs to be brass. I hope he's still connected. He is. And then we're going to take you and connect you to our brass guy. And now I need to just figure out where I want to go with this. In a way, I feel like going in between these is a good idea, because that just seems like a good spot for it to be. And then I'll probably go down here somewhere. You know what would be good is if I have a system that brings everything down into one point, and we have one frog taking care of all the sending. I have the frogs set up. I've got 2. I've got one over there, which is doing all the food stuff, and then I've got one in the dark over here, which is doing the coin things. They've got packages in them. The only thing I need to do is now take this one and go from here to here, and then take this one to here. And then hopefully this doesn't clip anywhere above ground. Nope, looks good. And there we go. And are we getting, what are we missing? Coins? We are missing coins. Oh, is this guy not connected? Probably not, right? And then this guy is only sending. There we go. I'm gonna have to do this for all the stations. We're gonna have to do it not only for that one, we're gonna have to do this for that one. For those 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of them. As you can see, I'm at the far side of the maze now, and we have our brass chain going. It's a bit hard to see, but we have our brass chain going across. All of these are now filled out. They all have their respective items in them as well, which is great. And then I think I want to go and take a look at the farms on what the leftovers are that we have. Oh, also I started filling out the area a little bit. We've got some crates going, and then I've got this like incinerator where they can either burn some charcoal, right? Turn stuff into some charcoal, or maybe just get rid of some waste, some plant waste. How are we doing on stock? 12, 7. Okay, we're good. We're good. Having this back up is going to be great, and then we can get some more iron. Okay, we might need to make some more bottles. You know what? Let's do a bottle run to... Let's make a bottle run to the witch farm real quick. Oh, we got plenty of bottles. There we go. We're never going to need any more bottles, I think. I think we'll be good for the rest of the season. Okay, now that we've got bottles for days, I think I'll call the episode right here. I've had a productive one. We did a lot of farm building, a lot of mechanical work on the maze. Next episode will likely be working on the entrance, and I'll get started on that. So if you're excited about seeing how that entrance is going to work, let me know in the comments, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!